Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, welcome to Game Chase. I'm your host Jedico, and today we're going to be covering out of character, in character. Now, you're wondering what out of character, in character means. OOC means out of character. It's when you are typing in a text or box and you're talking as you. You're out of character. You're like, hey guys, did anyone see the game last night? You know, that's out of character. Things like that. It has nothing to do with the plot or storyline or your character per se. At least it doesn't in context. Like, nobody is going to be in the game being like, "Hey, you remember when Chad asked about the NBA game?" You know what I mean? Like that is it's medieval. See what I'm saying? So you are out of character, meaning that the things that you're talking about is in relation to the real world or the game, but it is not in context with the storyline. It's stuff that your character is not going to know anything about. It's just a bunch of gods speaking about nonsense. It's never going to reach the game's ears. The scene will know nothing about what you're doing or what you're talking about. It's all out there in the open. You know what I mean? So, for example, you're sitting there and you're in a hallway, right? There's zombies approaching, and your guy's getting ready to fight. The guy, the GM, he sets the stage. It's like, it's a dark room. Zombies are coming from all over. You can hear their moans and groans as they slowly slither forward. You can see their shadows, outlines as the the moonlight enters through the glass beside you. What do? Your move. And they're going to be like raw, which is roleplay at will, and they're going to want you to engage. You're going to engage, but you're like, wait, I don't know enough information. So you're going to go out of character. You're going to be like, okay, guys, how far are the zombies from me? How many can I see? And what other obstacles are around me so that I know where things are? He's going to be like, okay, you're in the hospital hallway. There's a stretcher beside you. There is one of those wheelchairs as well. Big open window. You're on the first floor. So you can see about 4 or 5 zombies heading in the direction, and there's like 4 or 5 more behind you. They're about 20, 30 feet away. You got about 6 seconds before they get close enough to start engaging you. All right. And you're like, okay, great, thank you so much. And you're going to close it out. That was out of character information. It was just more detailed information that your guy knows about, you know about, so that you can respond to the in-game things. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, can I see past them? And the GM's gonna be like, no, you cannot. This is all out of character. Your character sort of is aware of this stuff. So as far as in game goes, like you know that your character can't see past that point. You see what I'm saying? It's just a little out of character helpful information. And maybe the GM will be like, just out of character advice. I would not engage them in a fight if I were you. I would consider running. It's out of character, but it is information that your guy is now like interpreting in his head. Like, okay, if I engage these guys, I probably am not going to survive. So what do? You grab the stretcher, you throw it forward to distract them, you grab the wheelchair, smash the windows, and you jump out. You know what I mean? Like, you jump out of the window on the first floor and you start running. That's fine. That's in-character stuff right there. The in-character stuff was you smashing the window, running. The out-of-character information stuff that you were typing up was just gathering more information that your character can perceive. You know what I mean? So that's a big difference in what out-of-character is. I suppose you're wondering, how do I type out-of-character? Let me show you what that is. To go out-of-character, guys, you do 2 of these. Double parentheses. Remember what I asked you before, guys? How many zombies are there? How many zombies can I see ahead of me? How far away are they? And then I close it out, double parentheses. Now, this is how you do an out-of-character question, guys. You always do double parentheses, and you always use these. If you're going to talk out of character, anytime, ever, in any game, always do that, because it shows that everything that you say within the context of these is out of character. A parentheses, commonly known as brackets, particularly in the British English, parentheses are those symbols used earlier in the sentence, the round brackets, boom, and boom. Since the mid-16th century, parentheses have been used to mean a word, clause, or sentence inserted in an explanation, aside, or afterthought into a passage to which it is not necessary any grammatical corrections. necessarily any grammatical corrections. So that basically should give you an idea. It's just basically something that you want to use for out-of-character remarks. So, in character, guys. In character is everything that you do in the game that involves action. Physical action, mental action, whatever. If you're not talking in the game, if your character is not talking, then you're going to be using in-character brackets. Anything that happens in the in-character brackets determines your character's actions, period. He could be thinking to himself. If he's thinking to himself, he's going to be typing these brackets. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. In character, colons. When you go in character, you're going to be using colons. Speaking of words with more than one meaning, you may be familiar with colons as a symbol. Bloom, these little dots right here, and less suitable for dinner time manners and whatever the clause is. Okay, that we're gonna ignore that meat feature thing. That's just garbage information. We don't need to know all that. What we do need to know is that it is used because one of the main functions of the colon is to separate two clauses where the second clause explains or follows from the first. So, remember, I broke the window with the chair, right? So I'm going to be boom, boom. It's like, okay, now I'm getting ready to type something. Reaches for the chair. Reaches for the wheelchair, I'm sorry. It's a wheelchair, which is with the wheelchair beside him with both hands and using his upper body strength. Throws the chair into the window. Hopefully, remember, you can never just say that you smash it. Hopefully, smashing it, creating an escape. If he does, he leaps through and escapes. Yeah. Reaches for the wheelchair besides the hands, using his upper body strength to throw the chair into the window, hopefully smashing it, creating an escape. If he does, he leaps through the window and runs to safety. Now, this is just very basic roleplay, very crappy roleplay. It's just giving you guys an understanding of what he's doing, right? Boom. You always got to close it out with that. Remember, everything that happens in here is roleplay. Now, you could be talking in the roleplay too. Like, as you're doing it, throws a chair into the window. You could be like, boom. Hold on a second. Get a space. I hope this works. Thinking to himself. Boom. Hopefully, smashing. Now you got to correct it. The window. Creating an escape. If he does, he leaps through it and runs to safety. Things like that. You see what I'm saying? So there, you just threw in you talking. Usually what you're going to do is, if you're doing that, you want to close it out like that. And then, boom, again. Hope this works. Use the parentheses. That way you keep the out of character and the in character things in. Because anytime that you're talking or using any kind of vocalization, you wanna put the commas in it. You really do. You want to put the commas. You want to put the quotations in there so that people know that you're talking. You don't want people to just, sometimes people skim. People skim your work. Sometimes they don't read it to its fullest. And you want just to make a bunch of noticeable marks to let people know, hey, this is talking or thinking, and it's within your role play, but you still are, doing action marks. You're still moving around. So I hope this, guys, helps you understand things. Now, another thing that you never do is you never mix out of character with in character. And what I mean to say is that if you know things out of character that your character doesn't know, for example, let's just say in real life you're a Marine. You're a military expert Marine. Your character that you're role playing is a 12-year-old schoolgirl. Okay? She's not going to know how to tie a knot Marine style. She's not going to know how to jump across buildings. She's not going to know how to disarm weapons and rearm them blindfolded. She's not going to know what these things are. You do, and you can put it in your post, like she's messing around with the gun, and you can use the correct wording for it. But she doesn't know how to disarm 40 people and kill them, just because you're a tactical Marine in real life. And that's the reverse. If your character can't do these things. If there's nothing in her history or his history that tells the GM or the player that this is something that they can do, then your character shouldn't be able to do it. That's just basic things. A good way to keep track of the information that your character does know that how do I put it? To keep track of the information that your character does know, it is good to have a sheet. A sheet that explains everything that they do know and don't know. Like, for example, I have one right here. This is knowledge of people, lore and legends, religion, history, factions, and just other bits of information that I find useful. I can put it up, like knowledge, how to use a gun, period, right? My character knows how to use a gun, right? What else does he know how to do? Well, he knows how to make an omelet. Make an omelet. Okay? Basic stuff. So if somebody's like, well, hey, how does your character know how to do all this? You always want to show your sheet ahead of time just to let people know that you're not cheating, you're not adding stuff in as you're role playing along. Usually in RPGs, it's good that you're going to have a history sheet, and you want the history sheet to be as informative about your character as possible, explaining all the things that they do know, possibly could know. You want to leave things kind of open-ended to that extent. Having a knowledge sheet like this is very helpful because it shows the people that you're playing with that you're not cheating and you're not moding. So always good to have one of these in. Um, and like I said, you never want to mix out of character information in character. One prime example of this, I'll tell you a story. There was a woman who role-played a character from, I want to say, 4 months. 4 months prior to this other role-play that she was in. And it's the same universe. And in the first character that she ever made, she met a woman named Taishi Kaito. She used to work for her. Taishi Kaito is this legendary spy master who knows everything, and she's got her hands into all kinds of things. Like, there's almost nothing this woman doesn't know. Well, in that history, whatever reasons, the character that she was role-playing dies. Moving forward, she's got a new character now. Now she's this 15-year-old elf on a planet far, far away, privileged, never really left her kingdom before, things like that. And she was having a coronation where she decides to do something very stupid and sort of like causes a lot of commotion. I'm not going to tell you what she did exactly. I'm just going to say that if you bring a bunch of really powerful people into a room, don't decide on a whim to kill them. Don't decide on a whim to kill everybody in the room if they're all like elite super soldiers. You don't do that. You don't bring the Justice League into your house and then try to kill them all when you have like 5 unnamed guards with you. Very bad decision. Well, unfortunately, it didn't work out too well for her, and she ends up running into Taishi Kaito again. Well, she just tried to kill Taishi Kaito, wasn't a smart move. So what does Taishi Kaito do? Taishi Kaito decides to kill her. Now, this is where things get stupid. Before she did, she in character said, Kaito, you can't just keep controlling people and and getting yourself involved in everybody's affairs. Now, for her to have said that in character, she would have had to have prior knowledge of Taishi Kaito. Now remember, this is the universe's greatest spy. Nobody knows who Taishi Kaito is unless they want you to know. And this woman did not know who Taishi Kaito was. The character she's playing didn't know who Taishi was. Out of character, she knew who Taishi was. Her old character knew who Taishi was, but she did not know who Taishi was. And yet, here she was role-playing that she did know who she was. So, this was cheating. The second this happened, as a moderator, I should have stopped it. I didn't stop it, but I did give her an out-of-character warning. I said, hey, parentheses, your character doesn't know who Taishi Kaito is. Please don't act like she does. Out of character, right? And as she continued, she was just being very, very mean to Taishi in character. And by now, Taishi's got a gun pointing at her head for trying to kill her. And she just says a bunch of stuff, very stupid. Taishi blows her head off, shoots the gun, blows her head off. I can't do anything about it. As a moderator, that gun's right at your face. You're a 15-year-old half-elf princess. This woman is a Black Widow fae, okay? Like, she's like Black Widow from the Marvel Universe mixed with a fae. She is an elite killing machine. You're dead. There is no stopping that. You died. So, her character dies, and then suddenly she goes out of character and starts ranting on her. Like, she took something that happened in character and started yelling at her out of character about things. Well, first off, you tried to kill her character in character. Then you were using information that you knew out of character in character. And you were mixing out of character and in character in so many different ways that I couldn't count all the violations that she did. This is prime examples of mixing out of character in character. If you know out of character that a player in the game is an assassin or a serial killer, you can't roleplay that in character. Your character doesn't know that the person standing next to you is a serial killer. So you can't sit there and take a weapon with you just in case. You can't sit there and suddenly be like, oh, for no apparent reason, I'm going to take this butter knife with me. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you doing that? Why would you take a knife with you suddenly? Unless in some way you knew that the guy next to you was going to kill you. You're cheating. You can't do that, guys. You are cheating. There's ways to go around it, like, hey, you wanted to write something down, so you brought a pen and a pencil with you, something like that. But otherwise, you can't do these kinds of things. You can't mix out of character, in character, out of character. You can't. The things that you know out of character doesn't mean your character knows them in character. And the things that your character learns in character, you can't sit there and take that knowledge that you've learned in character and tell it to other players out of character who then use that out of character information in character for their characters. You see where I'm going? It's a chain of events where you ruin the game. You're not allowed to do that, and it's very important, guys, going forward in roleplay, to never do that. So that's basically my rant for today, guys, on what out of character, in character is. This was just me winging the situation. Usually I'm more scripted, but I figured, hey guys, yeah, I have a lot of things going on right now in my life. My cat requires like $5,000 in surgery bills, which is bankrupting my channel. So I don't have a lot of production things. I was gonna like get little miniature images. I was gonna have like an artist draw some figures for me, kind of like how Anime America has like their little figures and stuff, or how Swoozy's got his little drawings. I was gonna do something like that, but I can't afford to anymore because I'm broke. But I'm going to have a cat. I am broke, but I will save my cat. Mark my words on that. So, just throwing out a quick video, hoping everything goes well. If you like what you see on the channel, guys, be sure to subscribe and like, share. For the love of all God, people, share my channel. I need so many subscribers to become official and so many views. I think it's like 4,000 hours of views and 1,000 subscribers before I become an official channel and they start showcasing me, things like that. Very important for me that this happens because of reasons. Raisins, guys. Raisins, And besides, if I can ever get enough subscribers and things like that and, start, pulling in some money, I'm going to finish my book on this RPG world that I'm making. It's going to kind of be like Dungeons and Dragons, but not like Dungeons and Dragons at all. I've actually been working on this since I was 9 years old. So very exciting stuff, but unfortunately, because, copyright laws and things like that, I don't want to share the information just because I can get robbed, people can steal my ideas, and then suddenly my life dream that I've been working on since I was 9 is gone, I mean, what am I going to do at that point? So, anyhow, that's neither here nor there. If you like my channel, yada, 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 if you want to comment, give me some advice on things, comment below. And if you want to support us, we have a Patreon account at Game Chase. So I'll show you that. Links in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time here on Game Chase. Have a good day.